Today, I'm breaking down an online stranger's course that is leaving serious money on the table. I'm gonna walk through every section of their course listing to show you exactly what's holding them back, what they need to do to turn sales around, which really isn't that hard when you know what to do and where to do it, and ultimately how you can do this with your own online courses to maximize your profit. And if you're new, welcome. My name's Sumner. Over the past 6 years, I've generated over $750,000 in profit from selling my own online courses. And what I'm about to share with you, I normally charge hundreds of dollars in consulting fees, but I'm giving away for 100% free in order to help as many fellow instructors who struggle with the marketing side of their online course, or who think, oh, I got the marketing side down, I'm good, but are actually leaving substantial money on the table from some secret, simple marketing hacks that will immediately increase your revenue now and for the rest of your life. And we're starting here at udemy.com because Udemy is the world's largest online course platform on earth. So if you want to create and sell a course or purchase a course, Udemy is going to be generally the best platform for you. And even if you don't plan to sell a course on Udemy or you don't currently sell a course on Udemy, the exact same principles here will apply. And the first thing that we're gonna do is type in a course topic here into the search bar. So something that's hot right now, right? ChatGPT. So let's go find a ChatGPT course that needs a little bit of help. So what I'm gonna specifically do is I'm gonna look for a course that has a bit lower rating here, because usually that indicates that something's off that needs fixing. So something that's on page one, if I type in ChatGPT and there's a course here, it's making money, right? So I'm gonna scroll through. Some of these are decent. I wanna see something even below 4.4. 4.4 is a bit low, but like 4.3 is really where it starts getting. All right, well, here's one. ChatGPT AI complete course, 4.3 stars, 1,547 ratings, 17 hours long. So the fact that this course has ratings, over 1,000 ratings, that's huge, right? Just imagine 1,000 paying students and they each pay you $10, right? That's huge. But imagine ratings. If only, let's say, 1 to 10% of your students leave reviews, that's a lot of sales. So this course is making money. It's ranking for ChatGPT, which is a very competitive keyword on Udemy, but it's 4.3. There's something off. So I'm gonna open this in a new tab and let's dive in and actually see what's going on here. Okay, so we're gonna start one by one with the title here. So we have ChatGPT AI complete course, ChatGPT beginner to expert, period, and then ChatGPT. So clearly, this instructor thinks that having the word ChatGPT multiple times in the title is gonna help with SEO, where that's actually not the case. Google and Udemy hate keyword stuffing. So first tip here is get rid of the ChatGPT here. This is taking up space. You could just get rid of it or ideally replace. Like for example, updated 2025, for example, or complete beginner to expert. There's other words that you could use to enhance the title and make it more appealing than just repeating the word ChatGPT. So that's number one. Now, with this being said, what's really important is whatever your main course topic is, think about it. Is it Excel, ChatGPT, guitar, Portuguese? What is the topic of your course? That main word, you wanna make sure is repeated at once in your title, subtitle, which is here, your bullet points, your course description down here, you can kind of see that, but not repeating it so many times. You don't have to force it. It'll naturally come anyway. Now the title is one of the top 2 most important aspects of your course. It's sort of like your first impression at a job interview or a date. It basically says, how are you different and better than everybody else? Than everyone else that I've gone on dates with, what makes you better and different? Or if you're in a job application, why are you the best candidate? It's the same thing here when people are shopping for courses. They're trying to find, hey, I want to learn about ChatGPT, for example. What is the best course for me? Or maybe it's a specific subset of ChatGPT. And let's see, so this is basically what is the positioning here or the differentiation? What is it's called the USP, unique selling proposition. What is Steve's unique selling proposition here, okay? So it's complete, comprehensive, beginner to advanced. By the way, this is used all the time on Udemy, so I'd highly recommend pivoting a bit with this, but let's just see. So complete, beginner to expert, got it. Let's go back to the search results and compare that and see, is that really different from all the other options? And that might be why he's not making sales. ChatGPT, complete ChatGPT course for work. It's actually by the same instructor, which is kind of interesting, and why. So number one, you have 2 courses about ChatGPT. How are these different? I'm not really seeing that. This is complete ChatGPT for work for 2025, where if we scroll down, or we just open this up, complete course, beginner to expert, maybe it's just an outdated one. So that's kind of confusing there, I don't know why. That's amazing you have 2 courses ranking on page 1. And the reality is, I would not get rid of one of them. I would adjust or position, which is what we're talking about now. So it sort of goes in line with the title, but then the whole kind of invisible attributes underneath the title, the subtitle, and all of that. So we have complete ChatGPT course. Okay, that's already been done. Complete AI guide. So it's not just ChatGPT, but AI over here. Here we go, complete AI guide. Masterclass, which is sort of the same thing, but it's specifically more about prompt engineering and so on, right? Ultimate ChatGPT course for beginners. So this one isn't beginner to advanced, it's just for beginners, okay? We see the word complete, comprehensive, step-by-step. This type has already been done so many times, and I don't have to go through all of the other ones. So there's already a few people kind of touching on that, so you're not really different for doing that. And at the same time, we can see this course, what is their USP or their differentiation? Answer, prompt engineering. What about this one? Generative AI, there's overall AI. It's comprehensive with AI, so it's probably ChatGPT and like Midjourney and all of that combined. I'm assuming just, again, this is all about first impressions first, super important. This one's for beginners. Let's see, ChatGPT AI tools from beginner to expert. Again, beginner to expert, it's already been done, but maybe they just do a better job. They have 4.7, it's a newer course. But for some of these more Midjourney, so this is ChatGPT and Midjourney, so you get both in one, and they call that out. So you see how these are all different. We have a ChatGPT Midjourney one, we have a total, like a bunch of AI tool ones, we have one just for beginners. You see the kind of point here, so what is our USP going to be, right? We can't be just the complete course because other people are doing it with better rating, so they're gonna choose, like for example, if I want a complete comprehensive course, I'm gonna choose this guy, beginner to expert, 4.7, 84, 26 hours. How long is this one? Doesn't really matter too much. I'm gonna go after that one. Now, ideally, you want your differentiation, your positioning, your USP, all different words for the same thing, to happen before you even record any course content. You should think about how your course is gonna be positioned and why people would choose you over all these other options, and maybe by niching down, being ChatGPT for a specific function. Maybe it's like ChatGPT for coding, ChatGPT for writing, ChatGPT for students, for some specific audience or for some specific function. Now, obviously this instructor already has their course published, and you might already have your course published and are wondering, I'm not seeing a lot of sales. Wait, Sumner, now I realize that I kind of am pretty similar to a lot of these other options. That's why no one's choosing me. What do? Well, there's still hope. In either case, going back to the beginning stage, or you already have a course that's already launched and you want to kind of reposition it, what I recommend doing is using a tool called KeySearch. This is a Google keyword research tool, and it's amazing, very inexpensive as well. This was recommended to me by a blogger friend years ago who used this to build a multiple six-figure per year blog site, and it's been incredible and helped me make literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. So how it works is you type in your main topic into the search bar here, and I recommend having any location set and then choosing related keywords, okay? So in this case, right, we have ChatGPT, we hit search, and then we can see we have this list of 51 keywords here. What is the point here? Basically what we're seeing are, these are words or phrases that people are typing into google.com every month. And we can actually see the estimated search volume. So on average, human beings collectively type in AI PRM for ChatGPT 60,500 times per month. Basically, the more someone searches for something, the more they have interest in that thing, and usually the more course sales are gonna be associated with that, again, in general, because there's more demand for it, there's more interest. Like if a bunch of people are looking for ice cream in your area and there's one ice cream place, that ice cream place is gonna sell out. But if there's like one person looking for Vegemite and there's like a Vegemite store, it's not gonna sell well, right? Because there's just not a lot of interest in it. So you wanna look for high volume. And again, what are we looking for here? What we wanna find, and actually I'll show you, so click on filter. For words to include, put the word for, F-O-R, not the number, but F-O-R. For negative words to exclude, you can put whatever you want. I put alternative because a lot of people are typing in ChatGPT alternative. I'm selling a ChatGPT course, not an alternative ChatGPT course. So that's why I have this, so I click filter, organize by highest to lowest search volume. And some of these are useless, but I'll show you some that could make sense. Best uses, API. So maybe this, maybe a course about ChatGPT's API, like how to use ChatGPT API. That's actually really, I never even saw this before. That's actually a really great idea. So that's number one. Number two, it says ChatGPT alternatives for essays. But there's probably a lot of interest in ChatGPT for essays. So actually I could write like ChatGPT for writing. Let me try this, because this is sort of like a rabbit hole. Like you go through and just, this is used for inspiration of like, these are possible ideas that you could use to differentiate. Like you could have a ChatGPT course specifically about API, specifically about writing, specifically about coding. You know what I'm actually gonna do here is I'm gonna go here to related. I'm gonna click on import keyword list because I'm curious and I wanna see Chat GPT for writing course or like Chat GPT writing course. And I just wanna see people's general interest in these things. The general stuff, so specifically for courses and the general topic, like for writing, like ChatGPT for writing and then ChatGPT writing course or copywriting course. This is good, and then we click import. And basically what we're looking for here is which of these topics has the highest volume, because it's generally the most interest. And if we can either make a course about this or we can reposition our course to really focus on this, that's great. What I would do is, okay, for example, ChatGPT API, that has the most search volume right now. I'm gonna go to see if there's any courses specifically about using ChatGPT's API. Think about different use cases. What are people using that for? Like, why do they want the API? What are the most common tools that they connect ChatGPT with? Maybe it's like Notion, is it Slack, is it Google Sheets? You know, what is it? And then cross-reference. So like keyword, then go to Udemy, type in that word and say, okay, are there any good courses about this? Like high rating, lots of students? If so, it's kind of already taken, right? You can still launch, but it's gonna be probably difficult for you. And it's just whack-a-mole. You go back and forth. You'll go several times, which I'm not gonna do in this video for the sake of time, until you find that opportunity, and that's the key here in the gold. Then once you identify your positioning, again, it's gonna be high volume, high interest, low competition, then you know, boom, that's what you're gonna make your course about. So your title, your subtitle, your bullet points, your thumbnail, everything's gonna revolve around this, not just the title. So it's kind of like the hardest work up front and definitely the most, and the rest will be much easier from there. So of course, this instructor will have to kind of decide. That's the process to go through. So again, with the title, use ChatGPT, the actual like phrase once. Think about your positioning, and that can kind of reframe everything from instead of being beginner to expert and complete, which is used so many times. Now, if that is the best positioning for you, and it might be, then some other changes need to happen, and that's why we kind of start with the title. So right next, looking at the subtitle, also super important part. Really, the title, subtitle, and the thumbnail, these three sections are the most important part of your course because that's what shows up. Now, aside from reviews, which you have limited control over, but I'm gonna show you some hacks to actually ethically increase your 5-star review rating to make sure that all of your courses are 4.5 to 4.7, because realistically 4.8 sustainably doesn't happen on Udemy, and I'll explain that later. But for the subtitle, key here. So number one, like I said before, make sure you include your main keyword. But number two is your subtitle needs to complement your title. Think about it, if you basically have your title and subtitle are the same, that's a waste of time. So for example, saying like complete ChatGPT AI course, beginner to expert, and then like beginner to expert, complete course, what's the point here? So let's see what they have. So Steve has master all aspects of ChatGPT and prompt engineering, soft/hard skills ChatGPT plus ChatGPT 4, Bing AI, Google Bard, ChatGPT. Okay, again, get rid of ChatGPT. It's been used so many times, it's just keyword stuffing. It does not help at all. For Google Bard, I believe that's now Google Gemini, so that's already outdated. Like Google Bard doesn't exist, as far as I know. There's only Google Gemini. So alone, these are just some quick tips that could be updated. Same thing with Bing AI. I don't know how many people are using Bing AI. I know it used to be a thing. I don't know anymore. And also ChatGPT 4. I think there's all the different models now. A little bit that's outdated, but aside from that, the whole kind of thing should be reworked. And I'm actually gonna show you an example. You can literally copy our exact subtitle formula that's allowed us to generate $750,000 in course sales. And it's really simple as well. And basically you need three things. First, what do your students desire most? Like, what are they trying to achieve most by taking your course, right? They're in point A and they're trying to get to point B, frowny face, trying to get to smiley face. What is the ultimate thing they're trying to learn? Or maybe it's a couple things. Write that down. Number two, how soon realistically can your students get those results, right? Is it one day, a week, a month, a year, whatever that is, as soon realistically as they can get those results, write that down. And then point number three is, what do your students fear most? What is their biggest pain or their fear? Like the biggest thing keeping them from taking any course. Write that down and your subtitle is pretty much finished. And what's great is, ironically, you can use ChatGPT to write. You can just write in the basics and it sounds ugly and have ChatGPT write everything and make it sound amazing. We have full videos here on the channel touching on this topic. And if you want a full video about this, let me know in the comment section and I'll consider making it. Now let's put those three pieces together. First, what our students want most. This is a course about Pinterest marketing and advertising. Basically using the Pinterest, it's not really social media, it's really more of a search engine and visual content to drive traffic to e-commerce websites where people sell products, and blog sites. That's the two main students taking my course, and I know this. How do I know this? Because before I created this course, I went to the top Pinterest courses on Udemy, copied and pasted their reviews into a Google Doc, uploaded it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT told me exactly what students liked and disliked about the courses, their goals, all this information. So you may be thinking, Summer, I don't really know what my students want or their fears or the results. Or, some of those you might not really be sure. ChatGPT, again, ironically, can be extremely helpful, and we have full videos about that. Super, super powerful, just to give you that little kind of hack. So what do our students want most? They want to unleash a tidal wave of traffic and sales. They want people going to their website or their blog site, and ultimately people buying. And Pinterest is one of the best ways to help that group do that. So that's the biggest thing. Again, not just like increase traffic and sales, boring, garbage, corporate copy. You can use ChatGPT to say, hey, write something boring. As long as it's accurate, send it to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, spice this up, sell me, make this better. You can literally use some of our courses as examples. Feel free. I mean, don't do anything weird. I don't think you could, but feel free to use our courses as examples. It's all here for you. And anyway, so unleash a tidal wave of traffic and sales. Visual, adjectives, make people feel it. How soon realistically can people see that? This month. Okay, that's kind of the soonest. Could be a little bit later, could be even sooner, as soon as like a week or even a few days. Now, what do my students fear most? That they have zero marketing experience or they don't have a website. So having a website for them is like, oh, I don't have a website, so how can I use Pinterest to monetize? Well, you still can, because you can create pins that go to affiliate products. You don't even need to have a website. You can use someone else's website and you have an affiliate partnership. So that's kind of a key thing here. So what is the one or two biggest things holding students back from buying the course? They don't have a website and they don't have any marketing experience. Guess what? With this course, you don't need any marketing experience. You don't need a website. It's like, what? This is crazy. Guess what? Nobody else teaches what we teach. And again, now you see the 2025 course here. I just added that in because I had a little bit of extra room. In general, when any platform, if that's Amazon, if that's Udemy, Kajabi, like whatever, whenever a platform gives you room to write, in general, maximize that out. Not always, but so if they give you 200 characters, then write 198, 199, 200 characters. Don't have 100 characters or 50 characters. Max that out. So in this case, I had extra room, and also kind of going in line with the subtitle, right? We talked about positioning. Well, here's a real world positioning example that goes in line with the title, subtitle, and everything. So this is a real course. You can look this up. Pinterest Marketing and Advertiser, Beginning to Advanced 2025. Now, remember when I mentioned the beginner to advanced and kind of comprehensive complete course type of differentiation is overused? I use it a lot as well, and that's because for my specific students, that's super important. Like people getting into Pinterest, they're like, hey, we're total beginners. We've never posted on social media, except maybe personally, like on Facebook or Instagram, in my life. Like I'm super worried. So that's really important. Number two is the distinction between points of parity and points of differentiation. Okay, when you're creating a course, you're going to make similar content. Like if you're creating a ChatGPT course and there's other people creating ChatGPT courses, you're gonna have a lot of overlap. For example, you could raise your hand and say, hey, we're up to date 2025, let's say, or 2026. Someone else says, yep, so we're up to date as well. It's like, okay, well, we talk about generative AI, so we do too. It's like, oh, well, we are comprehensive step-by-step, beginner to advanced. We're also beginner to advanced, etc. You get the point. Those are called points of parity, and that's naturally going to happen. So that's fine. That's not my differentiation. Okay, our friend here, Steve, that was his differentiation, is complete and beginner to expert. My differentiation for this is not, it's two things. It's 2025, which is up to date, and advertising. At the time, and I think this might still be the case on Udemy, is that at the time, all the Pinterest courses only talked about marketing. There's nothing about advertising, but I went on KeySearch and I saw people are typing in Pinterest advertising course. So what if I made two courses in one? A marketing course, teaching you how to make organic Pinterest content to make money, and also how to use paid Pinterest ads to make money, and put them into one course so you get two courses for the price of one. If I'm really smart, I would put 2-in-1 Pinterest marketing advertiser beginning to advanced course, right? But it didn't flow as well. I've done that. You can actually look up my 3-in-1 e-commerce course. I've done that. But here we have the Pinterest marketing and advertising. That's a differentiation. And all of my competitors, even today, are way outdated content. Ali and I are very good about being up to date in general with our kind of content in our courses. So all these courses out of date and they don't cover advertising. Our course does everything they do. It's all about Pinterest marketing. We have success. Here's our results. And we talk about advertising and we're up to date. So think about it. Would you rather buy a course that doesn't cover advertising and is outdated, or one that's more up to date and covers more content? Bingo. And that's why you can go to Udemy, type in Pinterest. Who's the first course that shows up? It's our course still. I mean, maybe that changes in the next day, but it's been like this for literally years. So everything here that I'm covering with you works. We get results. Now remember how I said that the title is one of the top 2 most important sections of your course listing by far? Well, right up there, tying with number 1, right in that top 2 is the course thumbnail. That is basically the image that represents your course. And I see instructors missing this big time. This is so important. It shouldn't be so important, but it is, because it's what's gonna help you stand out and get people in. If you have a poor title and thumbnail, you will fail. Even if you have the best course on planet Earth. It's actually identical to YouTube. If you have a terrible title and thumbnail combo for YouTube, no one's gonna watch your video, even if it's the best gold that you've ever provided in your life. So let's see if this thumbnail stands out or blends in, because it's only one or the other with all of the other competitors. So we go back to the search results. Again, we're ignoring his other course and just kind of looking through. Now, what do you notice in general about the top courses here? It's not all of them, but it's most. Out of these top 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and even a little bit number 5 here with Steve, they have the person, in these cases, bigger, looking at the camera. Generally, this is true anywhere. If you're gonna sell a course, have your kind of upper body and face be there toward the center of the thumbnail looking at the camera, right? Or looking, basically at the viewer, scrolling through. Why? That sounds so random. Because human beings are wired to see other human beings. Like right now, I'm looking right at the camera, maybe a little bit uncomfortably. We're making eye contact, even though I don't know who you are. We're wired this way. We read facial expressions just like we read a menu at a restaurant. And I can tell you from experience, we've A/B tested this. We've studied some of the top performing Udemy courses and just courses in general. In general, having the instructor there in the middle looking at the camera is gonna be the most effective. So that's just a little learning, and you can kind of already see that. In general, if you type in a keyword, in any search, Amazon, on eBay, on Udemy, YouTube, whatever shows up first usually sells the best, right? Because why would Udemy want to show me courses that don't sell well? They get a percentage of every sale that's made, the instructor does, so it's a win-win situation. So just a little hack in knowing this, when you search for things, just know, usually the top sellers are gonna be showing up first. Not always, but in general. So scrolling down, so that's number 1. And you can see that kind of throughout here, right? Look how many times that's done. Some are done a bit better than others, right? This, I have no idea, it's so messy and kind of ugly here. Anyway, did we already skip over the course? I don't even see it. Oh, there it is. To answer the question, does this stand out or blend in? 100% blends in. I totally missed it that I even saw this. Why? And what can we do to fix it? So number 1, this is super easy. You can do this yourself or hire a designer. You could literally pay someone like $30, $60, even as low as $10 to design this for you on Fiverr. Or you can use Canva and create this. We actually cover that fully in the Freedom Falcon Academy course, along with literally like 1,000 other hacks and tips like this. It's crazy, which you can access in the description section. But here, what do we do? So number 1, I already talked about the person's face looking at the camera. So I would take Steve here, who's beautiful. We'll take Steve and we'll put him and make him bigger here on the screen. And yes, it's done a lot, but either just kind of standing and pointing, smiling. It can be done in a professional way. It doesn't have to be overly cheesy. But that's kind of a good general template to follow. It sounds cheesy, but it works. And if it works, it works. Second thing, really big. Okay, this is one of my biggest secrets right here I'm sharing. So simple, but so powerful, and it's so fun. What are the main colors of your top 5 competitors? What colors are they using, okay? And I'll show you a real example, actually. I'm giving away so many secrets here, okay. So let's type in Notion. We are launching a Notion course. We just launched it literally last week. This is brand new. Notion is a tool, it's amazing. It helps you simplify, clarify your life, all of that. Notion's awesome. Here's the top 3 competitors that we're competing with, right? We're not on page 1 yet, we just launched, but here's the top 3. What do you notice? Okay, so we have the Notion logo. We have a man, a white male actually, pointing at a Notion logo with a blue background. A white guy, he's not pointing, with the Notion logo, bluish background. White guy, Notion logo, blue to, what is this, like an orange gradient. But what are the colors that are used? Blue. It's a guy standing with arms crossed or pointing, and the Notion logo. So I have to go and actually find my course, which probably is on like page 4 or something. So when I'm creating my thumbnail, what do you think that we did? I'll let you comment. What do you think that we did? Too late. Here's what we did. Everyone else is doing blue. What's the opposite of blue? Orange. We picked orange. Well, that's not really Notion feeling, or Notion doesn't really use orange. It doesn't matter. It stands out. That's the point here. Number 2, what do? We talk about Notion AI. So we have the Notion logo and we have the Notion AI logo here in the corner. If you kind of see that, actually I'll click if you can kind of see that a little bit better here. So Notion logo, and then the Notion AI logo. So we have Notion and Notion AI. No one else has that. so that's different. We are orange, everyone else is blue. Why is that beneficial? Just subliminally for psychology to stand out, people, boom. We have 2 instructors, so you get 2 instructors for the price of 1, where we have white guy, yes, but also a woman. So those little things are so powerful. Now, this is a new course. This will be very interesting to see. Check back in 2 months from the post date of this video, and let's go see how this Notion course performs. I guarantee, given the existing competition, it's gonna perform well. We've done this 1,000 times. So just giving you some little hacks. So color, do the opposite or complementary color to everybody else, and then do those little things. How can you stand out, and use ChatGPT to help you? Oh, by the way, actually, at this point, you can now use ChatGPT, upload an image of yourself, upload to different assets like a logo or whatever. ChatGPT can create your Udemy course thumbnail for you. So powerful. So we fixed this section here, but we still have this gaping 4.3 stars. And just for reference, you might think 4.3 is just fine, right? No, especially with Udemy, but this is true of even Amazon products. Think about it. 4.5 or above is always what you want to aim for. Of course, as high as possible. But for us, that realistically is 4.5 to 4.7. Now, some of this is outside of the instructor's control, but actually this is heavily in your control. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, the 4.3, there's a reason for this, right? It's just math, and you can reverse it, and here's how and why. So, first things first, why do people leave reviews? Is because they either exceeded their expectations or the product or service went below their expectations. And your goal is to exceed. So with your course, always, it doesn't matter what product or service you're selling, whenever you sell something, add in some kind of bonus. This could be what's very common, like a bonus section. So like you have this whole stuff about ChatGPT, then it could be like ChatGPT API section. So it's all about the API, or it's all about like the custom settings, or I don't know, some kind of bonus. For example, I have a YouTube SEO course. It talks about search engine optimization, keyword optimization, all of that for YouTube. But I also talk about monetization and analytics. So I have an additional module that's very, very beneficial. And students don't know that they're gonna get access to this, and boom, they get access. So basically students come in here, they have this expectation. First of all, the course is amazing, hopefully. But then I also add an additional value. What happens is they take that additional value that's inside of them and put that out in the form of a 5-star review. The opposite's also true. If you talk up your course, this is gonna be the best course ever, like complete beginner to advanced, we're gonna talk about advertising, marketing, everything step by step, but guess what? Your course actually isn't step by step. It actually isn't complete, right? Which is so typical. You know what's gonna happen? People are gonna come in and, as usual, take a course that's shitty and be like, okay, another one. Let me get my refund, or I can't get my refund, or I have to hassle with this. Let me leave a 1-star review, okay? That's what happens. Always find ways to exceed expectations. That's number one. How? This could be, the free kind of additional bonus modules. Very easy to do. You do it once, and then literally it's like a review generating machine for years to come. That's the way I think about it. But of course, I want to provide value to my students. Of course, that's primary. But you also need to be strategic with this. So that's number one. Number two is set expectations correctly. You can literally right now click on the ratings here and actually see all of the both positive or negative reviews. We can see the 1 stars, right? And I could read through this, or I could just copy and paste this into ChatGPT and have ChatGPT tell me, hey, what's the deal? Why are students leaving negative reviews? And then it can actually tell me what I need to do to correct it. So it gives me specific advice. I'm giving, very general but very applicable advice. So some course content might need to be changed, but maybe not. Maybe you can leave the entire course the same. It's just making some tweaks to the copy here and your intro video. The first video that a student sees sets the tone. That's where you set expectations. So it's very important, like here's what we're gonna cover, here's not what we're gonna cover, here's what you can kind of expect. If you have questions, let me know in the Q&A section. And of course, if there's any problems or challenges that you run into, let me know. Don't tell them to leave a review if you have problems. Tell them if you have problems, let me know. So number one is create a ridiculously valuable course. Number two, add more value than the person expects. Number three, set correct expectations. What do you actually, don't ever lie and say, we're gonna cover this and this and this, and then you don't. Or we're gonna talk about, how to integrate API, blah, 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 and you have one 2-minute video that's not very good. Like if you're gonna make a statement, back it up. And number four is you need to make sure that you deliver value as quickly as possible. Udemy, the platform, asks your students for reviews very early on in the course. Like, how are you liking the course? So if you're one of the instructors, which is very typical, who drones on about your past years of experience, housekeeping, all of that, you wanna set expectations in your intro and welcome video, but you want to do it quickly and then get to the meat first. So don't just focus on theory and abstract and definitions and ideas. Get to the meat as quickly as you can, realistically, and that's going to improve, because then as students are watching, instead of them watching like, oh, there's this theory, there's this concept, here's my years of experience and kind of droning on, like, when are we gonna get to the good stuff? Then they see the pop-up for, do you wanna leave a 1-star or a 5-star review? They're gonna say 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, because they're not getting value, right? Why wouldn't they? So that's a huge key, and I haven't gone through the course, but I have a strong feeling, because I've seen this so many times, that Steve, that might be something here, though maybe not, so something to look into. And also, very important, in your welcome video, also have a halfway video and a congrats video at the very end. So a video right at the beginning of your course, right in the middle, and right at the end. All 3 of these videos are going to mention, hey, if you like the course, we'd really appreciate a 5-star review. We read all of our reviews. It helps us know what's going well. If you have any issues or problems, please let us know in the Q&A section, and we'll help you as quickly and as best as we can. Basically like that. Like the halfway video is, hey, you're halfway through the course. Congratulations. Congrats to making it to this way through, and asking for the review. The congrats video at the very end of the video is like, congrats on making it to the end of the course. Only, X percentage of students make it to this point. Hats off to you. Only 2 things left for you to do. Number 1, take action. Number 2 is leave an honest review if you haven't already, because you want to specifically ask people who have made it 50% through your course and 100%, because these people obviously find your course valuable. So you want to make sure you ask them. Basically, think about your courses as like a review generating machine. Reviews mean life or death here in e-commerce and selling online, whether that's on Trustpilot, Udemy, or wherever. So you're strategic. You're not lying or being deceitful in any way, and you should never be. You're being strategic. And so many people are uncomfortable with being strategic. But if you want to make money, then make money. And if you don't, then don't, right? And if it's too lazy or too difficult, then don't. But if you want money, then be strategic. Ask for a review, request it, and request for an honest review. Don't say leave a 5-star review. And what you can do is also, once you launch your course, or if you've never done this, with Udemy, you can send out instructor messages. Send out a message saying, hey, the subject should say, I need your help. Or like, hey, I need you. I'm telling you this works, so I need you, or I need your help. Then in the body of the email, just say, hey, thanks so much for signing up. Hope you enjoy the course, or you're enjoying the course. If you need anything, of course, let us know. Also, we'd really appreciate you taking 60 seconds to leave your honest review about the course material, and then show them how to do it. Have a screenshot, show them how to do it really simply. But very simple, and just saying like, hey, thanks so much for enrolling, checking in, do you need anything? Also leave us an honest review, okay? And kind of like that. So all those combined is like, whoa, that's a lot. Boom, I'm telling you, imagine if Steve did all of what I just said. Do you not think that his rating would be higher? And if you don't believe me, look at our average instructor rating, which actually has dipped a little bit. It was 4.6 for the longest time on average. Now it dipped to 4.5, which I'm still fine with, but there's some reasons for that. Last 2 points here of the course are the bullet points and the description. So bullet points, really important. This highlights the big key areas of your course, and really it should include everything that's in your course, or at least everything that's important. So number 1 is you should have 10 bullet points. Remember, Udemy gives you all the space. If they give it to you, use it. It's kind of like, hey, like you have a full banner ad that you can run. Do you want to? No, I just want this. I just want to run a small ad. It's like, well, you could run a big ad for the same price. It's like, no, I want to run a small ad. It's like, well, why? It's like, I don't know. Same thing here. Use all 10 bullet points. Why? Because number 1, more bullet points mean more opportunities to convince your student to buy from you. And then number 2 is the more bullet points that you have, that's more keywords, which means more SEO. That means more people can find you, right? If you have different keywords, like instead of just ChatGPT, you have ChatGPT, you have API, you have Gen AI, generative AI, right? Midjourney, DALL-E, prompt engineering. You have all those keywords. Now you're going to get seen for more keywords and get more sales than before. So it's for keywords and it's for opportunities to convince. And you may be thinking like, okay, what do I write my bullet points about? Very simple. Think about your course, right? What are the modules in your course, like the big things in your course, like the most important things? Find the 10 most important things, the 7 to 10 most important things. Those are going to be your 7 to 10 bullet points. It's that simple. Take them, put them in ChatGPT, and have them actually write it and make it sound better. Just make it accurate and good. Put it in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will make it sound better. So in this case, and we really want to think about what are the benefits. Like, not like, here's what we talk about. Like, we talk about ChatGPT. Who cares? Everyone does. We're the only course that'll show you how to use ChatGPT to write entire blog articles. So imagine I have a bullet point, and it says my ChatGPT course will show you how to write entire blog articles, SEO optimized, in literally like 33 seconds. And no other course on Udemy has anything about using ChatGPT for blog articles. Now imagine this. All the other courses have videos showing you the same thing. They all show you how to create blog articles with ChatGPT. But I'm the only one that told you that I do. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna buy my course. The people who are interested in using ChatGPT for blog writing are gonna buy my course, likely. Well, why? Because I called it out. That's how important this is. So whatever those most important things are, that's what you wanna call out. And what's great is, like I said before, you can literally just copy and paste the reviews into ChatGPT of your top competitors. ChatGPT will tell you, hey, here's what's most important. It'll literally look like, hey, ChatGPT, here's my competitor reviews. Here's my course outline. What are the 10 most important things that my bullet point should be about? Write those for me. That's the best advice that I can give. And again, be benefits-based. Benefits sell, features tell. Features are what your course is about. Hey, learn how to use ChatGPT, learn how to master ChatGPT, whatever. Benefits are get an entire well-optimized blog article written for you better than you could in less than 30 seconds. That's benefits focused. What does the course do for me? Not learn how to write blog articles with ChatGPT. Why do I care? What's the benefit there? So what? Always ask. This is the same thing with your title, your subtitle, your bullet points, and then down here, if we scroll the way down to your description, where is that? I think I just passed over it. Anyway, the description here, benefits. What does your course, your product or service do for that person? How does it help them increase pleasure or decrease pain? And if you're not sure, ask ChatGPT or ask the question, so what? Keep asking, so? Have someone sit across from you and say, oh, we talk about, for example, let's say this. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Using ChatGPT to dramatically increase your productivity. Hot tips many are not aware of. That's not bad. But I would say use ChatGPT to 2x or 3x your productivity with not really hot tips, but maybe secret tips or little known tips, something like that, right? So this is good, but I would redo that. Leverage leading Udemy and ChatGPT instructor knowledge. Instructor has over 467,000 students. So what? So I would sit Steve across from me and I would say, hey, Steve, so what? You have 467,000 students. So what? It's what shows that I get results. It's well, show me how you get results. Because this does not convince me that you're going to be able to really teach me and get the best use out of ChatGPT. That's cool, and obviously that's good, and you're a great guy. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just, who cares? How does that benefit me at all? Why do I give a So that's 467,000 students. Use ChatGPT to educate yourself in soft skills and hard skills. So what, Steve? Use ChatGPT to educate yourself? Okay, so don't take your course, use ChatGPT to educate myself. I'll do that instead. Again, I'm getting passionate because that's the level of passion that you should have, because that's the level of passion people are gonna have when they look through your course. You think they aren't, but they are. It's not conscious, it's subconscious, battling. And for contrast, look at the bullet points of this ChatGPT course just to see what kind of feels different, okay? So we have, learn all aspects of ChatGPT in one flagship course with frequent updates, using ChatGPT to improve your writing skills and shorten your writing time, surprising areas like code debugging, translation, summarizing long documents that you need to read, which again, these aren't bad, but they're a little bit flat, right? Let's compare, okay. 9 custom ChatGPT templates. Enroll now and raid my personal ChatGPT resources vault to save yourself literally weeks of work and stress with prompt engineering. Whoa. Slash your workload in half. Unveil the secrets of using ChatGPT to generate thousands of pieces of top tier content in literally minutes. Whoa. Zero fluff, sick of theory, so are we. That's why this program is packed with practical, real-world examples and live AI tutorials so you don't miss a beat. By the way, ChatGPT wrote this. You know how I know that? Because it's my course, right? ChatGPT copywriting course. But do you see the difference there? The key is take those key parts of your course, the most important things to students, and just plug them into ChatGPT and have them sizzle it up and write like this. Right? And this might not be your writing style. You have to think about your course, your brand, your writing style. It may not be like this, but you can see the difference. Which one's actually going to convince someone to pull out their credit card, to go through the pain and the potential loss of going through this course and buying it, right? This will. And I have results to show that. Also, another little hack, on your last bullet point, have the word add to cart. So just say add to cart now at the end of your last bullet point. So go in your course right now, do that. I'm telling you, it won't be necessarily a dramatic increase in sales, but you should see an immediate little spike in sales. Why? Because people are more likely to do what they're told. So if you tell someone to add this course to their cart, they're more likely to add it to the cart. Or if you're selling your own course outside of Udemy, tell them to enroll now or sign up now, they're more likely to. It's not huge, but it can be pretty substantial, especially because it's so easy to do. And that leads us to the description section and the most gold in this video. I'm so excited to share with you. The description section is for those, it's here at the end, and why does it exist here and why is it toward the end? It's a couple things. Number one, your course description is good for SEO, right? to get seen so Google and Udemy and other platforms understand what your course is about and can show it to the right people. So that's number one. So you just want to make sure that some of those important keywords that people are typing are in your description, which is pretty straightforward. Now, what's even more important is the description section is the last effort. It's for those people that are interested and they're about to leave. They're like, I'm on the fence, but they're not convinced enough. Because think about it. Was the title and subtitle convincing enough? No. Like for them to hit add to cart is what I'm talking about. Like they saw the title and the subtitle and they didn't hit add to cart. What did they do? They kept scrolling to the bullet points. Why? Because they're not convinced. But guess what they kept doing? They kept scrolling past the bullet points. Why? Because they're still not convinced, but they're not turned off. They're interested, but they're not convinced yet. So this is your last resort, okay, to convince people, because that's why it's at the end of your listing, and that's why you have a ton of room, thousands of characters that you can write. But it's a bit daunting, especially if we're not copywriters or marketers. Like, what do we do here? There's literally a step-by-step formula of what to do here. It works perfectly with Udemy. It's what we use with all of our courses, and I'm giving it away to you for free. So first we can take a look at Steve's description. So here we have the most complete course on ChatGPT, plus learn a variety of other AI-based tools to dramatically increase your productivity and performance. So like we talk, it's really complete about ChatGPT and there's other stuff. Learn super fast and all lessons, this is kind of tough to read, and all lessons are short and to the point. And then there's reviews, great course, love the speaker, which is not a bad idea, but this does not convince me at all. I don't know if this convinces you. And then like, here's what we talk about. It's just not really it's not in a well-optimized order, I can tell you that. And instead of like looking and nitpicking about, hey, I think this is off or that, I'm just gonna tell you, use this formula, Steve, and you're gonna see better results, and just do it and watch. So this is an excerpt from a book called Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. It is the best copywriting book on planet Earth. I highly recommend everybody, if you wanna make more money online, read this book, okay? I'm not affiliated with them other than I have an affiliate link in the description section, but this is literally a life-changing book, one of my top business books of all time. But I'm also gonna share it with you here now, or at least an excerpt of the book. Here on page 115, there is a formula called the magic sales letter formula. And this is usually for like sales letters, if you're kind of sending those out, or maybe you have like a sales site or like your website, which we also use. But I came across this years ago and saw how this like lined up perfectly with Udemy and online courses. And I'm like, and he also, Jim Edwards, used this to sell his own online courses as well. It lined up perfectly. I use this formula with all my courses. First of all, it helped me know exactly what to use for the description section because I never knew what to do, which I'm sure, Steve, you've struggled with that as well. I know I have. And second, I immediately saw increase in conversion rate and total sales from my courses. It was amazing. And guess what? You can use the same formula for your description. So you write out your description, and then you can use that as a script for your promo video. So if you have a promo video, you can literally just read the script. I mean, not literally just read on the page, but use that as a script for your promo video. And basically you have a video version of the sales script, and you have the written version, which is the description, because some people prefer to visually learn and watch, which is me. Other people prefer reading. Because you may think, oh, I never read anything, like me. Other people read. And other people are like, I hate watching, I'd rather read. I'm like, what? And there's other people like me who's like, I'd much rather watch, right? Us on YouTube, come on now, versus read, that's how we are. But there's both people, and you wanna cater to the readers and the watchers, okay? And that's how you're gonna do both. So it's the same thing for both. You're gonna write this, it's gonna become your description, and it's gonna become your sales script for your promo video. Let's get through it. What's great is it's a little bit long, but it's tiny pieces built on top of each other, and it's absolute gold, and he shows real examples. So here it is. Number one, you start with the headline. That's the first line of text. How to get all of your sales letter scripts and webinar slides written in under 10 minutes without hiring an expensive copywriter. Does that sound familiar? This works even if you hate writing and never want to know anything about copywriting. Wow, pretty powerful, right? And that's just one example. So you have, this is your headline, which is kind of like your headline and actually subheadline here. And he explains kind of how to create it. But it's like I said before, how to get what you want most, fast, without the thing they fear most. And this adds also another fear. So without hiring an expensive copywriter, also without never wanting to know anything about copywriting, if that makes sense. So we've already mentioned this before. We've used this in our subtitle, and we're gonna kind of reutilize in our description in a slightly different way. So that's our headline. What you want most, what your students want most. Short period of time, without the thing they fear most. That's the headline. Easy. Written. Number two, and of course, hint, hint, ChatGPT is great with doing this for you once you give it the base information. Number two, shocking statement. So grab people's attention. So use a did you know statement, right? So did you know that most people who try to write a sales letter fail miserably? It's true. Some even go bankrupt and lose their houses. It's like, whoa. And what would be better is if there's actual percentages in here. I actually quoted Harvard in one of my last Udemy courses. I think it's on Notion, you can go look this up. And it's just an accurate statistic about how, well, it doesn't matter. It's a shocking statistic about the average person spends like a few hours a week just switching between like tabs and browsers and tools. Like not working, just switching between stuff is like 2 to 4 hours on average, which comes to like a lot of, over someone's lifetime, that's like years of your life of just, you spent years of your life just switching between tabs, and Notion can help you save that time. So things like that, right? That's a real world example. Find a real statistic, shock people, and the purpose is to draw them in. Okay, so we have the headline, we have shocking statistic like, did you know 99% of people who start writing a book never finish? And they carry that regret like a 50-pound chain around their neck for the rest of their lives. So grab people's attention. Number 3, define the problem. Here's the shocking statistic like people don't finish the books that they write, their sales pages fail. Here's the problem. The problem you face is as a society, we've become so sedentary that young people don't know how to get in shape, right? Or here's the problem you face. Most people think that writing a book is so hard and takes so long and can't imagine becoming an author, all right? So that's number 3. You kind of state the problem. Here's the problem, right? And then you're gonna agitate the problem and later show that your course is the solution. And again, this should all be ethical. This should all be accurate. Don't lie about any of this. And you might be like, oh, but like your course should change people's lives. You may feel like, oh no, it doesn't. Like I have a cooking class or I have a fitness class. I have a language class. This doesn't really change people's lives. I shouldn't be this animated. It's like, yes, it is. Someone's paying money. They better change their freaking life, and it will. Like be confident in what you have. So next, agitate the pain. They don't buy if they don't hurt. So basically this is where you again, can read this as well, but you want to really like drive. So like, which means, so here's the problem that you face. And that means you'll never get a chance to serve in the armed forces, which means you'll struggle with being a fat couch potato for the rest of your life and never live up to your full potential, which means you'll never share your message with the world. And when you die, your messages will die with you. Again, you need to adjust for you and your specific branding, but the key here is most copywriters, most marketers, most online course creators skew way toward vanilla and corporate and never actually reaching and touching the person's soul, their heart, their spirit, really caring about them. That's what this shows. Again, I wouldn't use this language. I think it's a bit offensive. I wouldn't personally do it. It's a bit crazy, but it depends on your target audience and you, and this is just an example. Headline, shocking statistic, here's the problem, agitate, but don't worry, here's the solution. So luckily for you, now there's a solution. Let me introduce you to the Notion Workspace Mastery course, the complete ChatGPT Mastery course, Secrets course. By the way, for a lot of our courses, we use the word mastery or secrets. So like ChatGPT Secrets or ChatGPT Mastery, little side note. So let me introduce you to, well, the coaching program, incredible piece of software, quick read book. It works everywhere, but of course, specifically with courses. After that, and I'm gonna show you a real example of this at the end because it might seem a bit confusing, is next we'll have bullet points to arouse curiosity, or really to highlight those key things. Let me introduce you to the Notion Mastery course. Then bullet points kind of highlighting some of those key aspects of our course. The bullet points you already wrote, you can reuse because they're still important. You can change the way they're worded a bit, but you can reuse the exact, like anywhere from 5 to 7 of the bullet points you used earlier in Udemy, you can reuse here in this section. After people are reading, they're getting a bit skeptical and they're like, okay, this all sounds great. You're connecting with me. I totally understand the course and the solution that you have here. But what about you? Then you introduce credibility. And I believe, Steve, that's in his course where he did that a bit too soon. It's good to have, but like, what makes you credible? Like, what makes you legit? Which I truly believe Steve is legit. And I don't mean to be negative toward him at all. It's just, I get passionate about the copywriting stuff, and it's just an example. So tell people about why you're qualified to bring them to the solution, right? They doubt you. You have to say why. What accreditation do you have? Maybe it's reviews that you've had, or the number of students that you have, the years of experience, certifications, whatever. What makes you credible? And then back that up with proof that you're credible, which is really easy. Take your top Udemy reviews or course reviews, copy and paste those. Again, 5 to 7 of those, because on average, people remember 5 to 7 pieces of information. 5 to 7 reviews of your top 5-star reviews, should not be 4 or 3 stars, to back up and show. And it's also because people are lazy, maybe they don't want to click in reviews or whatever, and you're showing them, hey, here's some real testimonials and real reviews from real Udemy students. Then sum up the offer and give the price, which in this case, just ignore this section because it doesn't really work for Udemy as well. If you have a course outside of Udemy, you can pay attention, but for Udemy, I skip over this. And if you have any bonuses, you can add here, but Udemy recently has been a bit strict about this of like, hey, also, for example, I like to have free like Canva templates or Google Sheet templates or Notion pages, things like this. And I give them away for free to my students and I surprise and delight them. So sometimes for the description, I'll add those in. Like I'll add in a little section, like if you enroll today, you'll get access to 39 pre-made Notion workspace templates, or get access to 21 of my personal Amazon seller tools that you won't find anywhere else. So if you have some kind of bonus, add that in here. If not, you can ignore it, it's no problem. It still works well, it just works even better if you have a bonus. Guarantee, this is what's great. With Udemy, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If students don't like the course, they get their money back. So you can remind them of Udemy's 30-day money-back guarantee policy here. And I'll show you an example of that. And it's like, oh my gosh, how long is this gonna go? Then it ends, pretty much. Call to action. Remember I said, enroll now. Well, actually, specifically with Udemy, you wanna say add to cart now, and that's how you end it. As you can see, this is kind of flowing through. Think about someone like, they have all these hesitations before they buy a course, and basically this description knocks down all of their hesitations one at a time and primes them and gets them ready to buy. And again, if you're honest throughout the whole process, which you should be, it's perfectly done and funnels people in. And again, you can use this as well for your promo video script. And if you want to see a real world example of this description in play, everything put together, real example, you can go to any of our Udemy courses, like our 5-in-1 Amazon FBA course here. Of course, there's no need for you to sign up. It's just, you can look through and read through to give you specific inspiration, see how our courses are a bit different, but they follow this exactly and it works. So use it. Now, there are different formulas that can work. This works really well. If there's a better formula, then I'd use that better formula. This is the best that I found yet. It's fairly simple and easy when you break it apart. And literally by following these steps, I mean, this is just kind of scratching the surface. But if you do these, like Steve, if you do this, you will absolutely see a dramatic increase in your sales. Think about it. Your thumbnail is now standing out and drawing more attention. You're now clearly positioned. People now know, that's what this course is about. Your bullet points, your description, get people excited to take your course. Think about it. How would you not see more sales? And if you want 50 times more value than what was covered here in this video, basically this video on steroids, showing you how to maximize the amount of money that you can make on Udemy, and really showing you how Ali and I make over $15,900 per month by selling courses on Udemy and Skillshare while working less than literally 4 hours per week. We cover everything in Freedom Falcon Academy. This is a step-by-step program that walks you through the entire process. Like everything that I covered, it's like that and way more. Everything that you need to know to be wildly successful on Udemy without ever showing your face on camera, speaking to a microphone, using ChatGPT, AI. We dive deep into everything step by step. Udemy is mathematically the business opportunity with the lowest startup cost, highest ROI, and most beginner friendly of any other online business in the world, but it won't be this way for long. So join the Freedom Falcons today, and we look forward to sharing more of our life-changing secrets with you inside.